Just got a question from John asking how much do property managers charge in Philadelphia? So typically it's going to be a percentage of the rent, and it ranges between 6% to 10%. So if you were to read a real estate investing book, they're going to tell you they're going to probably advocate for you to use a property management company. I've never seen a company that doesn't advocate for you to use a property management company, and they're going to tell you that property management fees run typically what you see is between 9 and 13%. So you're kind of seeing in that with the 9 to 13%. So I would expect 13%. 13% would be crazy excessive, I would think, on a national level, except if it's a vacation type rental. So if it's a highly desirable vacation destination and folks are coming and going every 2 weeks, you're definitely going to see around the 13, maybe even more range. Now, nationally, I would expect that you're probably going to pay the average property management fee would range around 10%. Now, why is Philadelphia ranging between 6 and 10%? Because we really have no business charging you more than what we charge. So, I own a property management company here in Philadelphia. In our most common package, the package that makes the most sense, the pricing tier that makes the most sense for property management fees, runs 7.9% of the monthly rent. And the reason being is that our homes are typically row homes. We have 44 houses on a block. I don't have to go a mile without passing thousands of properties. So it's super easy for me to get to any of the properties that we manage. For me and my staff to basically be able to service these properties. And also the row homes. They're just one row home is just like another row home, which is just like another row home. And they're just very easy. I'm not figuring out how to fix a French drain. I'm not figuring out how to deal with your roof, which is so different from your neighbor's roof in the suburbs. Philadelphia, your home might be X number of square feet bigger than someone else's row home, but it's only a matter of square footage. So it's extremely easy for a property management company to manage a property in Philadelphia than it would be somewhere else. So our property management fees with most of the companies, credible companies, is going to run between 6% and 10%. Now, there is also typically a tenant placement fee. So I think most companies charge a 1 month tenant placement fee. And that fee applies. So I'm sorry, to get back to the percentage of rent, the property management fee, that's going to be based on the monthly rent. So every month, let's say you actually have $1,000 a month of rent is what you're receiving from a tenant. The property management company is, in the case of our company, excuse me, charging you 7.9% of the rent. We're going to charge you $79 a month to manage that property. On top of that, most property management companies, Philadelphia property management companies, are going to charge you a tenant placement fee, and that should run right around 1 month's rent. Now, what we're doing with it, I don't know that other companies are doing this, but we're actually posting that property vacancy, on the MLS, the multiple listing service, where agents find, rentals for their tenant clients. And 73% of our properties are actually rented through the MLS, through outside agents bringing us viable, good tenants. So part of that 1 month's rent that we're charging you, and that charge again is only if and when your property needs to be marketed. So some companies will charge or flat fee charge, where they're just going to charge you $100 and some odd dollars a month flat fee, no matter if it's a $7,000 rental or if it's a $1,000 rental. So you can actually find that out there as well. Now, I would just be really careful, because there are illegally run companies that are doing property management, where, say, a contractor says that, well, I know all about properties, why don't I just manage the property? And I don't even know if half the time they realize what they're doing is illegal. So it's illegal for anyone to engage in property management in the state of PA without it being a real estate agent working through a real estate brokerage, and it has to be a brick and mortar real estate brokerage. So I am the owner of Grow Property Management. I'm also the broker of Grow Property Management, and I own a real estate brokerage, a brick and mortar facility. And you really do want to be really careful, because there's huge repercussions, huge legal risk and repercussions to the owner, that's using an illegal property management company. So, and they're not going to save you any money. You're not getting a discount because they're not a licensed property management company. In fact, they're just going to end up costing you more money. So, you also want to be really careful because regardless of what the fee structure is, there's typically hidden fees. So you really want to actually check. So if it's a flat fee or if it's just a 6% fee, that's not the actual cost at all. So, you really want to check. And the fees are supposed to be transparent. So legally, the fees absolutely positively, without question, should be completely transparent on your property management agreement. So the contract you're signing with a property management company, allowing them to manage your property, should be very detailed and very specific and very clear. It can't be ambiguous. Should not be ambiguous. Again, I'm not an attorney. I can't, advise you legally, and you really shouldn't listen to me in matters of the law, because again, I'm just not qualified. But my understanding of the law, it should be very clear and very transparent, in the very least, on the property management agreement. So they should be telling you specifically, this is what we're charging. They're also to give you an arm's length addendum. I don't want to get too involved in this, but they have to let you know if they own any other companies. So a typical thing you'll actually find with a property management company is they actually happen to own a construction company as well, or they might own a pest control company, or it's a common that they actually own a housekeeping company as well, or all of the above. And so when you're managing your property and they're recommending a contractor, you have a right to know that they're recommending this contractor because they actually own that construction company. So they should be actually disclosing all the entities that they have. So I would definitely make sure that that's actually occurring, because it often doesn't. You just are blindly paying a construction company, not realizing that the owner is kind of double dipping. But yes, hidden fees are huge with property management. My company, we actually are very transparent. Then all companies should be transparent even before you agree to do business with that property management company. So we have a pricing page on our website. You got a pricing page. It gives you all the fees. That's what we're actually charging you. It's all very clear. It's all broken down. We're charging you 7.9%. We do have a package for 6, and we do have a package for 8.3%. But the package that makes the most financial sense for almost every property owner, our property management fees here in Philadelphia are the best package for most people would be 7.9%, and we're charging you the 1 month's rent if and when we need to get a tenant. All right, I hope that answers your question, and as usual, happy rental property investing.